UNSW. So I had the luxury of going overseas, sponsored by my parents, of course. And then after working, after studying, then I was at Lunch actually. Like, have you heard of Lunch actually? It's a dating agency. So I was there as an image consultant. But the thing about it is that I think that Lunch actually is actually a ripoff, because they actually make you sign up a package and then they guarantee you a date. But then after the date, right, if things don't work out right, they actually will recommend some other packages. Like, oh, your image is not good enough to think, and that's where I come in, a thing like that. So essentially, they can spend until like 5,000 to 6,000 at one time. And then after that, I went to Paktor as a data analyst. So at Paktor, right, I actually get to see, right, like, you all use dating apps?
Yeah, I used to.
Yeah, like Copying Speaker, Tinder. Yeah. So okay, this is the inside things that I know about. So be it Tinder or Paktor, right, they all actually rate you, right, from you all have a SMV or sexual market value. So how do you achieve like a higher SMV is that when you complete your whole profile, everything, yeah, like have full profile pictures and stuff, then that's the minimum criteria. Then after that, your SMV actually will up 1 point. Then another thing is that they have, let's say, 100 cards, 100 profiles, right? But then not all 100 profiles, right, will come up onto the what you are swiping. Yeah, because they will match this person's SMV value is 5, and then this is 5. So you will only see the range, right, like from 1 to 5, like based on your SMV. So their algorithm, how it works is that people need to swipe you right more. So like as people see your profile right more, I think then you will increase your value. Maybe like from 5 you go into a 6 or what. Then the profile pictures or what they will show you, right, is the same level. Yeah, I tried like Paktor and Tinder and stuff, but then like I was getting a lot of matches, like 200 matches, but it's crap. Like I see like the women inside there is not like really my type. That I can, when I like see like Ivy, I mean the girls inside the dating app is not like as aesthetically appealing. Yeah. And then yeah, right now I'm here. This is my own agency, and this is me with my 4 years of hard work. Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about the abundance mindset. So how I emphasize everything about this abundance mindset is that okay, if you look over there, right, like how do you get to know your boyfriend and girlfriend, right? The statistics, right, just now was like the people over here, like there are 8 of them. Then actually I asked them, where do you get to know your girlfriend or boyfriends? Yeah. But this statistics actually correlate with what I have from my time with Paktor and Lunch. Actually, people got to know each other, right, from mutual friends introduction. 35% of them, like mutual friends such as like if you go in the party or what, or like you go in the event, they bring along a mutual friend and introduce you and stuff. Then for second one is they got to know each other from school, yeah, poly, JC or university. In fact, actually, like I have a group of like 10 friends, like quite close ones, and then actually like one quarter of them actually got to know their significant half from university at JC. Then after they settle down already. And another one is workplace romance. It's very common where people spend the most time on. Firstly is in their home, the second is their workplace. So they spend a lot of time in the workplace, so they tend to date around. And then fourth is dating apps. It's 24%. It's on the rise, right now. But the core approach is just the 1%. Personally, I don't encourage, like, I actually don't encourage this one is definitely outrageous. Because why I say outright is I tried before, like, hey, hey, do you have any friends to intro me? Then every time when I ask, right, it's like me selling insurance thing. Every time when I ask them, hey, got anybody to refer me to for clients or what? They say, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll see, I'll check. But they never get back to me. So, and I've tried as well. When I try to introduce my friends to my friend of friends, when they break up, right, we have to take sides. It's messy and stuff. Like, okay, I'm very close to this particular friend, and once they accept this relationship, a year later, what, they break up, then this girl will tell me like, hey, fuck, how you introduce this guy like who cheat on me and stuff. Yeah. So I've been through that. So this one definitely out. And then school, poly, I mean like the JC or university. Let's say if you are 30 years old, then you can't possibly go back to university, right? Yeah. So this one also out. Workplace is very messy because I've seen before this couple who actually date like within the agency, and then when things go bad, right? Actually, one of them leaves the agency, quit the job because of like this person. So it's a lot of politics involved, which I don't really recommend as well. Dating apps, yeah, you can try dating apps, Tinder, Coffee Meets Bagel thing, but then again, okay, I have this client. Yeah, I'm always drawing comparison from sales and dating. So I have this client. He is 35 years old. Then he said that in 2 years' time he wants to settle down. Then I asked him like, so what avenues do you use? He said, oh, I only use dating apps. I said, okay, dating apps fine. So how many matches are you getting? And he said like, I'm getting like, right now I only have 10 matches, but then how many have you gone out with? He said like only one. So essentially every 2 months, or then he's going out once. So I see the numbers like let's say okay, let's say every 2 months once, or it will take longer time for him to actually establish a relationship because the numbers are just not there. If I want to save 100,000 in 3 years, I have to set aside a significant amount every month for me to hit 100,000. Yeah. So I say that, come on man, the numbers just don't match. Yeah. So dating apps is like what I said just now. You only will be matched with people who have the same SMV value as you. Yeah. So for me, this one is also out. Then the last one is a co-approach, which I think it's very, very daunting for some. Yeah, it's only like the 1% who will actually execute it. Even if they come to know about it, they won't actually practice it. So yeah, this is what I do. So moving forward, the abundance mindset, right? What is the abundance mindset? Is that it's a state where you have more than what you need, and it's a state where you have more options than you have time for, and it actually feels very good. Yeah.
See you right.
Yeah.
That's you right.
No. Okay. So abundance mindset, right? There are actually three things that you actually need to incorporate into your mindset. So the first one is be outcome independent. What I mean by that is that you do things. Of course, you do plan, but then you do things and then don't expect like, okay, I put in 100%, I'll get like 100% returns and stuff. Sometimes you do things right, and then just don't expect any returns outcome. That's where like you are free from emotional attachment to things. Yeah. And if there's one quote, right, like I would share, right, is that I'm against having emotions, but I'm not against using emotions. Yeah. Why I say that is because like in my sales, right, where I go out and do cold calling, cold prospect, for every no I get, right, I know that I'm a step closer to a yes, because ultimately it's really a numbers game. Yeah. And then if, let's say like if I door knock and then this person just shut me off, like, hey, no, fuck off, something, I'm still like I wouldn't be that affected, because I know that you're just somebody in my statistics. Yeah. So it's all about really like that mindset every day, like really, it doesn't matter a year, like if I get rejected right now, it doesn't matter a year from now, it won't matter an hour from now. And the next thing is be a human doing, not a human being. So a human doing is that I have every day, right, we have 24 hours, maybe minus 8 hours. Maybe I have like 16 hours, say 16 hours. Then all these 16 hours, right, I will fill my schedule to the brim, like to the max. I go out and do my recruitment, I go out to do my sales, and I go out to do my digital marketing and stuff. So you see, okay, I'm in an exclusive relationship right now. My girlfriend always asks me like, hey, do you miss me? Do you miss me and stuff? I said like, I mean, yes, it's the politically correct answer. I said, yeah, I miss you and stuff. Like, hey, do you miss me? I say, yeah, I miss you. Thing. But then the fact is that like I am so busy with my stuff that I really don't have time to even think of like missing your companionship, because I really have a lot of things. Like I'm just doing. She can be a human being, but I want to be a human being. And there are more than 7 billion people here on Earth. So really it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say out of this 7 billion, half of them are females, are 3.5 billion. And then maybe right here in Singapore, the demographics, actually there are more women than men in Singapore. Yeah. But then if you see the ratio, every man should pair with a girl. And how come like how come there's men still single and stuff? Yeah. So okay, let's say like 500,000 500,000 girls in Singapore. Oh man, like every day I approach like 10 a day. Yeah. So in a week I get like I will meet 70 people. Yeah. So that's how actually I really practice this having abundance, and I feel good because I don't feel like somebody bails on me like, hey, sorry, last minute I have to cancel appointment. I said all good, I think, because I actually double book. I have another appointment, so I don't care over here if you bail on me, I think, because I have another appointment thing. Yeah. So I just do things. Okay, so the art of the core approach, which I really advocate, right, is that I want to be the 1%. I don't want to be the 35%, 15, or 24%. Because for me, this thing really works like, even from the cold market, right, I build up my business. I really go out and do corporate cold call. Right now, of course, I have a team of people doing it for me. As I progress in my career, I get telemarketers about to do the cold calling for me. But then with specifics to dating, right, cold approach is something that I really advocate. So what is cold approach? Essentially is you going out to somebody and say that complete stranger, you just go there, make your statement, be it a direct or indirect approach. So you have a cold approach. I approach 10 women a day, 70 women a week, and then 280 women a month. Yeah, and I really do it like on a consistent basis. And actually, like my phones have a lot of like. Actually, I have two phones. One is like for social one is for corporate one. And my social one is like I really max out like the SIM contacts. So it's really like all about the abundance mentality. Yeah, actually for women as well. Some women also suffer that kind of like the scarcity mindset. Like shit, like this guy, I'm chasing. I'm interested in this guy, but then he doesn't text me or anything. But you can have the options of texting other people as well. Yeah, and it's what I call this term emotional diversification. You have a portfolio. Yeah, you invest in stocks or what. You just don't buy one stock. Yeah, you have like a pool of things. I'm drawing comparison from business to dating. It's because how I do anything right is how I do everything. So for dating, likewise, I have if this person really like not replying what, I can bounce off other people like I can have another person text. So I won't feel like needy, and neediness is number one killer for attraction. Okay, the statistics of the cold approach, right, is this is the cold hard stats for average beginner who just started this approaching, right. 1 in 10, you approach 10 people, you will close maybe one, and then 0.25 to 0.5 date per week. So you're looking at like 1 to 2 dates a month. So from there, actually, you can have a plan and say, okay, because I'm a financial planner, I'm also a dating planner, and I need to see numbers like two dates a month. I think if I want to get a girlfriend in like let's say 6 months or what, okay, so the first few dates, right, even if you go out, you make it to the first date, subsequent dates, the girl might not be interested in you. It really depends on like how well you click off and how strong your game is, your character. So you see, like if I go on this date and it doesn't work out, then I need to have more buffer period for me to get on to the next date, and then eventually leading to exclusive relationship. So in a year, 12 to 24 dates. This is the average person who just come into the cold approach. It's the same for in insurance. So like 1 out of 10, like in road shows, right, you approach, right, perhaps you only can close like 1. Yeah, and then 1, right, it's not a closed case. It's you get their number, and then after that you follow up. Of course, like you want to maintain the X number of people that you can contact with, then you can slowly follow up. So this is my statistics. Like I close like 4 in 10. Every 10 people I approach, I close, and then I'm getting like 1 to 2 dates a week, and 4 to 8 dates a month. So a lot of them ask me like, so what is your objective in dating? Because at least like my group of friends, they have this goal that they want to get a girlfriend. But for me, right, I want to date like many women because I love women. Yeah, and okay, to be honest, like I see myself as like right now I'm still like not married or what. I'm still free to date around, and my goal is actually for short-term relationships. But right now, my friends will ask me, hey, when are you settling down? I said like I'm actually very good with my life, very content. So for them to actually reach this statistics, like this number, right, they have to go through a phase whereby they have to go through a lot of rejections and a lot of molding, and day in, day out.
to actually achieve. Actually I started in 2011 until now. So of course there's a period of time where I was in overseas living, and overseas actually the girls over there, in fact actually the girls over there and over here, right, I would say my statistics are quite even. Yeah. It's universal. Yeah. Some people have the mindset like, oh, Angmo's overseas or what, they are more receptive, but actually it's not true. Okay, so how do I go about doing my co-approaches? Number one is having the right mindset, and then indirect approach, like all these things which I'll go through. So having the right mindset is that you need to get rejected. Every no, right, is a step closer to yes. Even for my insurance, I got a lot of no's, and I know that it really doesn't matter. And I treat all women are equal. I don't see them like although this women is like very very popular among the guys, they really sometimes put them on a pedestal. They say some guys even tell me that they go on a date, this girl chill, then I will spend more money on her, things like that. Yeah. So the physical attraction really correlates to the amount of money that they will spend on this person. But for me it's like everything is equal. So I don't see why should I be spending more or less on this person. I just everything's equal. So when I have that mentality, it actually radiates to the other person who is actually maybe I got Mrs. Popular, she has a lot of guys. She will find that why is there a shortfall of attention? So many guys are showering their attention on me, and when I go out with you, there's a shortfall of attention. Why am I feeling it? Because really I really don't give a damn how many guys that showering you with attention. Yeah. So you really have to be firm in that sense, which I apply to my insurance life as well. Some clients say that my premium, I buy insurance, it's a very big policy. I deserve this is treatment thing. But no, actually every of my client I treat the same. I don't care. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Seriously, because if you really have that mindset, I think you, like I said, how you do anything is how you do everything. So I really can't be bothered with people who say, hey, treat me better or what, I will buy more from you, things like that. No man, I actually don't work under you, thing. I work with you, yeah, but I don't work for you. Yeah. And then another one is the 3-second rule. The 3-second rule is that whenever I hesitate, more than 3 seconds, then I will not do it. So I procrastinate. So when I see something, let's say I see somebody outside there and I want to approach, I give myself 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, I will approach really. Because more than that, I will give a lot of reasons she's not chill enough, she's not attractive enough, or she's fat or something. So I give 1,001 reasons for myself not to approach. I start out with this co-approach with the indirect opener. So what I mean by that is that you actually go in with intention of going up to ask for opinions. So last time I used to, I still like fragrances like perfume. So every time I will bring along a small travel atomizer, then I spray on my wrist. Then I'll go up to the person there. It's hey, I'm actually doing I want to buy this fragrance or what, but I need to ask for your opinion. So I go up there and then let them smell. Yeah. And then this is where you start small talks. Very very useful for beginners who are starting out the cold approach. So directional opener, I can go out and say where is the nearest ATM machine, or where is the nearest whatever shopping malls, or maybe like a juice store, yeah, something like that. Yeah. This is really for a warm up. Like I'll approach like 10 of them so that I'll get into that momentum. Likewise in insurance sales or what, I will even approach like even it's not within my demographics of people, the targeted demographics, I'll still go and approach them because I feel that I'm actually warming up my muscles, these micro muscles in me that will actually, set me up for a longer endurance. And yeah, opinion opener can be as simple as like, excuse me, I'm looking for, so let's say you go into Kinokuniya, then you go, you see a girl like in the section over there, and you just ask her like, excuse me, I'm looking for like maybe a book. I see that you are quite a studious person, maybe can recommend me, but don't recommend me 50 Shades of Grey. Kind of like inject humor inside, and then they will they can see their sense of humor, so you can prolong the conversation. The rule of thumb is that if you prolong the conversation for 5 minutes or more, right, the higher probability that you actually get a number. Yeah, because over there you already build some kind of like you really build that rapport. Yeah, that rapport already. So yeah, this is what I do when I initially start out this whole approach. And also, yeah, improvise. Like sometimes, actually that 50 Shades thing is really out of my head. So I just thought of it. Yeah. So you can inject humor, banter, and then actually, by using that, you can actually lead the conversation. Then sometimes you can even ask for them like, what is your favorite genre of books and stuff. Sometimes they will share. Alright, so from the indirect to the direct opener, right? For me right now, I'm doing a lot of this thing, the direct opener. So how it goes is that like you go up there and then you go and make a statement. Like you say like, I tried actually this once that I go up there and say, you're fucking gorgeous and stuff. Yeah. When I told that to some of my agents, right? Say, wow, like you're very rude and stuff, but it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. Because the tonality when I go out is like, fucking gorgeous. It's like very relaxed and stuff. And they, most of the time, right, they won't actually like say fuck off or what. They will just like, okay, yeah, thank you and stuff. At least, they say thank you, right? So, but then, of course, like, if you want, I mean, that one is like for people who very like confident of themselves, but then you can go and use this one as well. Like excuse me, I saw you over there. Then I just wanted to come up and tell you that you look gorgeous. Then what's your name? Like actually funny thing like last week when every week I drive, but every week one day I will take a MRT and stuff. Because the MRT is for me to actually talk to people on the MRT. Yeah. So actually I saw one fitness trainer who was going to Chinatown Anytime Fitness. So she was wearing these headphones. She was like listening to music and stuff. Then the trip was like it's a peak hour. It's like 9. Then like she was standing like beside me, and I find out like wow, she's very hot, very attractive. Because she was wearing the yoga pants. So I was like, excuse me. And she was like, I said like, can you? And then she took out. I said like, do you work out? And she said, yeah. I said, yeah. That explains that perfect body thing. And then they laughed. And then this guy beside me also like was like, fuck man, like this guy is fucking cringy and stuff. But then it doesn't matter thing because like like she take it like okay, she's receptive and thing, and I really don't care about like because I said this guy is like he was talking to his friend like, oh, you see what the guy just did or what? Yeah. So yeah, I was in And then after that later, like I actually I got a number because I took a number at Farrer Park, yeah, so Chinatown, so I alighted as well. So I alighted as well, I think. So I said like, hey, like I'm actually going to Great Eastern Center at Chinatown there, yeah. And she's also along the way, I think, yeah.
And then you look at the two guys and say,
so I got up, yeah. But she's attached, yeah, she's attached. But then you see, sometimes like these girls, they are very confident enough to just give you things. For all I know, like she also have the abundance mentality that okay, like I'm dating the thing, but then I'm okay, like to be on my numbers and stuff. Yeah. So it really doesn't matter lah, like when I actually got like a number, I think, right, like I feel like like thank those guys here. But actually like because they left the station like one stop before me, even before I even like them seeing that I got a number. Yeah. So yeah, and then like you can ask like two basic questions, or say like you look like where are you from? And it's like I'm from Singapore, so I swear that your accent don't sound like Singaporean. Yeah. Then sometimes sometimes you say then where am I from? Then you just like okay, you don't tell me, make a guess. Then sometimes I said China or what, and then you say no, where was China? Kind of, because China has there's this negative connotation to it, because like they don't like to be. But if I say Korea or what, it was like okay, like I'm not that, like I don't do plastic surgery and stuff. Yeah. So ask questions, like two basic questions. And another one is the indirect and direct opener, which I just, yeah. So the indirect opener is that like step one, you actually like what I did, like I went over there and then I asked her a question on like workout and stuff, and obviously she works out because I know she's wearing yoga pants and stuff. So I told her a compliment, that explains your perfect body. Yeah. So from then on, I think then she felt like okay, I complimented, but then also at the same time like a little bit I mean a little bit cheesy, but I really so after I went on, I was like, hey, so where do you work out and stuff? Yeah. Then we were at a topic of like fitness for quite some time. I conversed with her like last time I used to go to Anytime Fitness thing, but then like I quit, and then like right now I have a gym at my place, but then I don't use the gym because it's so easily accessible. So right now I'm considering going back. So like stuff like that, and then this one like do you work out? Yeah, just wondering how you achieve that slim body or what. Yeah. So this one is indirect, direct opener. Indirect is that you go in, you don't straight away compliment her. You just ask her something or what, then you follow up with a compliment. So any questions? Zubia, did you have any?
I was thinking because step one's the indirect opener, right? Then you follow up with direct compliment, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering how you achieve that slim or grit. Is that another question that they would kind of feel that you're asking them a question on their on aesthetics, right? Should you ask them a question, or should you just directly compliment and make the statement?
You can actually also just go down directly and say that just go direct or what. I mean, don't keep really your agenda hidden.
Of course.
Yeah. So another thing is that I practice this thing called the question comment. So I ask a question, right? Then I comment. Yeah. So question comment. So I don't keep on asking a lot of questions like, hey, where are you from? Oh, where are you? It's like interrogating. Yeah, it's right. It is right. So I usually make a lot of statements like full stop. Subconsciously, it will trigger their perception of me as firm. Yeah, it's like okay, this guy has his opinions and at the same time he's polite, thing. But he also give me like So I'm always like making like asking question, then after that comment, then after that I make a statement. It goes in my text as well. I don't like when I text girls or what. I don't ask them like, hey, you know, like what are you doing? It's like really like what are you doing, where you go, everything is I'll less like, you know, like ask them something and then like yeah, I'll give my opinions, I'll make a statement. And I use like less of the emojis. In fact, actually emojis, right, there's a study that last time from Pato, right, because they have all this research of their messages, those guys who use a lot of emojis, right, actually get 8% lesser response from the girls. But the inverse is not true. The inverse for girls is that if they use a lot of emojis or right, they actually get more response. Yeah. So it's really about the whole male and female social dynamics. Women are more receptive to a person of influence, a person of I don't want to use dominance, but then it's a person of like
assertiveness.
Yeah, assertive. So there's a difference between being cocky and being confident. Yeah. So yeah, like body language basics. 7% of our words, 38% is really about tonality, and then 55% are all like non-verbal cues, where your hand gesture. Last time I used to, when I approach, I used to like my hands are like all over the thing. Yeah. And then to them, it shows like I'm a little bit insecure. I'm not sure of myself. So I try to go like slower pace in my tone a little bit, and then I try not to make a lot of like body movements. They can make a lot of things. They can like chew their hair, everything or what. That's when actually like I'm receiving like I'm observing their indication of interest, IOIs.
During the cold approach, do you do anything during the cold approach, do you do anything to break the touch barrier, or do you do it on the first date itself?
Actually, during the cold approach, I break the touch barrier.
Shake hand.
Okay, shake hand, right?
Why this?
If I was to go out there, we will out for that.
So you see, there's a difference, right? Okay, shake hand. Yeah, and the difference is like I'm here, and I was like, hey, what's your name? And then she would automatically just like like that, thing. Yeah, I'm just like really, I think until like one. Then after I was just like So you see this is different. This is more like when I introduce myself to my clients. Hey, what's your name? I'm Mike or Leo. So it's kind of like I don't want to be a friend. I want to be her romantic interest. So something like that is like can like let me dance. Really, yeah.
So the softer hand,
Yeah.
softer.
Yeah, it's more. It will differentiate. You will distinguish yourself from 99% of the guys, because 99% of the guys, right, they don't create the tension, sexual tension. They was like, okay, he's just another friend. Yeah. So that part, right, is very, very good. It's a very subconscious thing, which I actually use. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. So
with eye contact.
Yeah?
With eye contact.
Of course, with eye contact. Yeah. And I would say 80% of the time I'll look at her in the eyes, but then 20% of the time I will look like left or right. Yeah.
When she's talking.
Yeah, when she's talking, I think. So it's sort of like I'm focusing on you, I think, but at the same time I'm actually looking out if there's any like dangers around. So okay, like this approach, right? Like I was like at Orchard there, at Takashimaya there. Then every time right down here, like there's a lot of birds in the tree there. I cannot once actually. and that actually trashed my approach that day. I was like, oh shit, like like the bird shit on my head. I think I had to go and then like it break my momentum. Yeah. So the next time when I was there, actually like hey thing. Then I ran up, and then I actually I use like a frame controller, so I get like, hey, come here over here, thing like, I just save you from the bird shit and stuff. Yeah. So there's like sort of like a teasing kind of thing, and then they also like, okay, like, oh yeah, and that is another time where I tell them like, I don't want to start about like this bird shit thing. Yeah. So and then I told them, and then they laugh, this kind of, so that conversation just went on a thing, and then ultimately, yeah, I get a number. So you see, like all these conversational like blueprints, right? It's of course like you have to approach a lot of people, and then as the more approaches you make, you will improve. And then of course like okay, this firm handshake, right? I would say really situational. Sometimes, but for me personally, I feel that this thing has a softer touch.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's why I'm always like I actually practice what works for me. Yeah. For others maybe like a firm handshake, but and positioning. I don't position like directly in front. I actually adjacent myself. Yeah. Because I can see, I have a 360-degree view. Like anything or what, like somebody coming in or what, thing, I can just guide them, and like I'm aware of like the flow of traffic, so I want to position myself where I am more in control of situations.
Does positioning include like timing of the day? Like
Yeah.
you don't wanna like timing of the day for positioning, right? Like you don't wanna be there at like 7 a.m. when people are rushing to work and stopping people, right? You know what I'm saying? Is that part of positioning?
No, actually positioning for is more like okay, like if that person is standing in a position where she might feel uncomfortable, like let's say like there's a sunlight, this thing, then I would say like okay, like I would just guide, think, hey, there's a sun, I think like I don't want you to get like I don't want your skin to be like your fair skin to be like this thing, so I just guide them. So in that way, right, like I escalate physical touch with them. Of course, I don't touch their bums or what thing. I touch their anything like upper
The
body
small of
to
the
their
back.
shoulders is good. And then I have a preference for like off-shoulder girls. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I find like their dressing attractive. So every time when I approach what, usually those people who wear off-shoulders, I will sort of like, okay lah, I want to go for that one.
I want to go for that one.
So yeah, and tonality. So just really use your low pitch of voice. Yeah, for girls, of course, you can use a high pitch. And also the projection. You see, like you don't want to project that loud. You want to project this okay, because sometimes like too loud, you actually like they will actually like step back. So yeah, on a projection, of course, you don't want to go until like that soft as well. And also the pacing is very important. Pacing is like sometimes you find yourself like talking a lot faster, then you need to be conscious about it. You have to say that, okay, like try to keep your tone consistent. The main thing is consistent, and also try to slow down when you're talking. Same for when I'm pitching to my clients about insurance, because insurance is, there's some parts of the legalities where I will actually slow down a lot, because that is the thing that when I don't advise them correctly, I will get into legal implications, which I don't want that to happen. So likewise for when I'm using it for my co-coach or even for like I go on dates or what, I don't like speak very fast and stuff. Okay. Yeah, should I finish my article push? But is there any questions?
Yeah. So I think one of the points you made was that I think the last slide was that 7% words.
Yeah.
And it's like 93% of the communication is not words, right?
Yeah.
So that brings me to the point when you text them, it's all words.
When you text them in all words.
So yeah, so that becomes an issue,
Yeah,
right?
You see, I can answer that. When I text them, right, I just don't text them. I voice record them. I voice record. And I was like, really? I voice record. And I was like
a PRC on WeChat.
I mean, like, yeah, Singaporeans also like.
She knows you.
So you see, I tell you, if you find her replying the same way, right? Because okay, like initially when I just voice record, right, they don't feel that comfortable, but as time like a few days later, right, when I actually see that they voice record back, right, that is a huge IOI already that she is comfortable talking to me by using voice recording. Yeah. So I know that like I have positioned myself, like position myself in a place where the other guys who are courting, I call them the orbiters. Like for every hot girl, they will have like 2 or 3 orbiters around. So my ranking and their ranking will fluctuate. It's like a stock market. Yeah. Whatever I do, what micro things that I do, right, will actually bump up my position into either like I always want to be the first. I don't want to be the second or third. Yeah. So I will voice record. I will do like ping texting. Sometimes I will send them what I eat and stuff the thing. And then you see like if you see them mirroring back and like okay, you know, then they take back the thing. You know that okay, like this person is receptive. Yeah. Then of course then you reward her for that. Your response of timing get longer. As in like the content get longer, like whatever you text or what, and the response time get faster. But if you find that now this person is like not responding or what, I think then you step back as well. You step back and then you just reconsider what your approach is going to be, and just like just try to leave room for space for them. Yeah. So again, right, like because I have a lot of people that I can follow up, so I don't need to like waste a lot of my time on like people who don't really respond and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So it's kind of like introducing breakpoints into the texting conversation.
Yeah.
Like
don't always use
course,
text. Yeah. You voice record a thing like that. Yeah.
Sometimes I also take photos of what I'm doing and,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
kind of like introduce them.
And then, when I'm driving or stuff, the thing after I'll be like, hey, like I see this person in front of me, like this fucking horrible driver and stuff. Yeah. Then again, like okay. Sometimes I encounter women who are like, okay, like oh, you drive the thing, then it will elevate your social status up a little bit. Okay, funny thing is like last time when I was in national service, so I was 20 years old. Then I used to go for girls who are in their polytechnic. So it's a diploma. So 17 to 19 years old. Yeah. So over there, I always put the movie timing, right. Let's say I watch a movie thing. Yeah, I'll put it like at 11 plus thing. And then because last time I had a luxury I got a car to drive to camp because at a point of time I was like stay out unit. So I actually book a movie timing at like 11:50, and then we watch until 1 a.m. And then after later, she said like after the movie, I said, hey, let's go home. And then she said, I'll book a cab and stuff. I said, it's fine. Like I'll drop you off. And she's like, what do you drive? So of course there are some girls or what who will be attracted to like what you have, the tangible things, the clothes you wear, everything. They are very observant and stuff. And it's like, okay, this guy is rich and something. Then they would want to align with you.
For the shorter term, that's okay.
But exactly, this is the shorter term or what, like yeah, it's okay, it's fine. It's got any question, Jim?
No, I'm fine with it.
So is there a way to like avoid being too needy?
Avoid being too needy.
Yeah.
it's not when I say about the abundance mindset, right? You also need to have that scarcity, the law of scarcity. So let's say if you find, okay, one thing I try to avoid being too needy is that like I would drown myself with a lot of activities, yeah, and then it goes back to a point of I'm a human doing, so I just do things and what, then I really will forget about like certain stuff, which will like cause me to be, like I didn't get the validation or response from this person, then I'll feel needy. Likewise, when I see a lot of agents, right, when one of the prospect just say like I rejected them and stuff, then they will keep on like harping on it, like, hey shit, why this person reject me and stuff, because all they have is that few thing. So if you have a lot of like things on hand and like a lot of people in your life, I think that you think of that person is like eating a bowl of noodles, that one strand is nothing. If I take one strand out of a bowl of noodles, you wouldn't know the difference. So yeah, I agree.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I think I have bad judgment for guys.
Right.
Like, like I want to go serious. I want to find a guy that I like and all, right?
Uh-huh.
I want to have a relationship, and it's like, this is playing with my feelings. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Oh, which avenue that you find these guys?
What?
Which avenue?
How do you meet them?
How do you meet them?
What kind of place?
Instagram?
Yeah. So you see like
Seriously?
like Instagram and all this, right? The dating apps.
I look at all the chiobu influencers on Instagram, right? A lot of people just comment, wow, hot, wow, sexy, wow. If these are the kind of people that you want to meet, what do you think?
No, they don't comment on me.
Direct message.
Sometimes I'm the one that.
That brings me to a good question though. Does whole approach include going into Instagram and messaging?
Yes, definitely. Okay. Sometimes when I couldn't get their number, I think I will go on to my second one is at Instagram. In fact, actually, there's one particular girl, right? When I get her number, right, she didn't respond until a time where she got the found out my Instagram thing. Then the response got like faster and one thing, because okay, my Instagram is very social proof, like corporate shoots and like me exercising and stuff. So my profile is very curated in such a way that when they see this thing, it's like I want to be part of that.
She plays a value in you.
Yeah. She my value, like she sees the value. Only then like the response gets faster. Which is why I really also advocate on but time constraint or what. Next time if there's opportunity, I will share with you like how to actually social proof your social media. Yeah, especially Instagram, where actually right now a lot in the younger generations, right, they don't use a lot of Facebook, they use a lot of Instagram. So
yeah, all my students, I tell you.
yeah, and like the sometimes IG story or what, like if they follow you, I think, right, then once they see your Insta story, I think you can actually from there post something which and you can actually select like who to show to it. Yeah. So you can actually like a digital marketer, you can create this content specifically for this particular thing. It's a very targeted thing. I don't want other people. I don't care about like 90% of them seeing. I only want like this. Focus on this thing. Yeah. Likewise for in sales, it's 20% of my clients who actually generate the whole portfolio of my insurance. Yeah.
Not 80 meh?
Yeah.
I thought it's 2080.
Yeah. 2080 no? Yeah.
Not whole portfolio lah, 80 lah.
Yeah, 80% lah.
It's different on whole leh.
Yeah. Okay. So also the Pareto principle of 80-20. If you apply that to dating also, if you
go and co-approach a thing, yeah, maybe two out of 10 or what, you get their numbers, and then from there, okay lah, you follow up. This is like I grow and canvas for my insurance business. Not all will reply. Then of course, like, you know, I have to follow up, and then if this thing didn't reply or what, then I come in the reservoir again of my people. My reservoir has to be filled to the brim. The reservoir meaning like the people who I got the number from, my approaches. Then that's where there's a filter, so I can, you know, like there's a funnel. So the one that makes it to the bottom, the distant one, is ultimately the one that I will cherish. It's good. I like this question thing.
So, because I think this advice that you're giving us, is more geared towards the guys. So maybe ask you, how do you feel about cold approach? Have you done it before?
Me?
Yeah. I never see girls do it, honestly.
Actually, I also never.
Because
I've never.
Actually, I would advise girls not to go, but they can give hints to the guy to approach them.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. They can give hints to the
Hints
guy.
have, but not
Yeah.
direct.
Not direct thing. They have to make it. That's why I always focus, like for girls, right? I focus on their social branding. It's like they have to be feminine. They have to be not like very hard character and stuff. They need to be mellow a little bit, like toned down a bit.
if you should have talked to my last date.
Huh?
You should have talked to my last date. The first time I went out with her, I was like, okay. Nope.
You're going down history.
I think it depends on the taste, right? Like different guys. Some guys also actually like those very.
Okay. There's some most guys, I would say, they would prefer like girls who are they are equal or like below to them on their intellect or strong character. In any relationship to work out, right, there must be compromise. Okay? Yeah. But of course, like let's say you study accountings and stuff. Then you said you like accounting, so and then you go out, go and find to work for one of the big four firms as a auditor. In a long term, right, the guys would actually still prefer like this person who works as an auditor. They would still prefer like doing something else rather than, you know, related to their job. So from this from this you can actually say that for guys they have their preference, but then the preference is always like somebody who is more accommodating, I would say. Yeah, cannot be they can be strong character, but then they need to lower down when there's in situations.
It goes back to your 3-second rule though. Like imagine you are in a scene where a girl's staring. She's giving you the body language. You know that she wants you to go and talk to her.
I did actually last one. Actually, I approached and then only to be like rejected. Like there are instances as well.
There are instances, yeah.
Like you know, whatever. Sometimes maybe they just want to reject me for the sake of rejecting or what thing. But I just go out there and then in my mind I thought like, okay, giving me a signal or what, then I just go out there. But then actually, you know, many reasons of which I don't want to think about it. I only want to focus that I go out there and make my statement. Sometimes they reject is because like I don't gain their friends' approval. So they have a group of friends over there. Then I approach them. So I actually have to win their friends' approval first. Then before
That's like you have to do a whole presentation and you have to be confident to do that.
Yeah. So actually like I'll focus on like if there's a percentage allocation, right, I'll focus like on their friends thing and then back to my main interest. And sometimes I will just tease the person I'm interested in. Say, is she always like that? The thing like that, you know, just push her away and thing like that. Then she will like,
wow, like
My friend starts citing you already.
yeah, how come my friend like citing me what? Cause I work on it, and then it will stir the subconscious competitive side that okay, I want to compete for it. Even though I'm not interested in this guy, but then I just want to compete with my friends for his attention. Yeah. So by doing that, actually you will trigger arousal for you, and then she finds that she's trying like hard to win your validation, right? That means that it will send a signal back into her brain that shit, man, why am I doing this? Maybe I'm interested in this person. So something like that. Yeah. So how's the thing that I answered?
Yeah, especially the last part. I feel that one is quite.
Which one?
The part where you like make use of like okay, not maybe make use of, but like like bounce off her friends. I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. Because even for guys, right, as human beings, we are just wired to compete. Even though like it's friendly competition or what I think, right? We always feel the need for proving ourselves. Likewise for girls or what. If let's say you go out in a group, then you can do this social experiment, right? You ask all of them to exclude this person. You'll find that at the end of the day, right, this person will be trying to buy back favor. It's like, hey, come on, I treat you all lah, like I treat you guys, thing like that. This meal is on me, kind of thing like that. It's because it's just like that. I think like even I am vulnerable to all this stuff. I mean, we are just being human. Yeah. And again, like you can say, oh man, like this is not moral, this is not what thing. But then I say that in anything, right? In any situations or what you I mean like you have to utilize this thing to your advantage. I would say leverage. Yeah.
Do you ever, what's the experience going out in groups? Do you ever feel like you just start like group conversation or
Well,
what?
I go up and then like I go direct because like usually when I go out, right, then I have like a few friends who go engage, like they will tell me feedbacks of like, hey, there's a group of let's say 8 of them, then there's only like three girls and not all guys, and then I was like, sure, yeah, so one of them is their boyfriends or what I think, and they will have me see like, hey Leo, I don't think any one of them is their boyfriend, don't seem like it, because of what, then only then like their approval, I think then I will just go. I'll just go and think now. I actually went up to this Vietnamese girl and I was like, any of you is her boyfriend? Because if not, I'm gonna talk to her. Then they were like really stunned and stuff. Yeah. Okay, I got her number thing, but then like it didn't, like halfway she flicked and stuff. But maybe like she just giving her number for just to spite like guys or what. Yeah. I think like I will actually run like more sessions of this thing in subsequent weeks, but different topics. But it's all specifically on dating and So I'll let you all know again what the future events or what. And my aim is to like have a group from a group where we can always do like coaching together. Actually, the next segment is Mr. Chua. Like he's a trained NLP. Have you heard NLP? Neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. But the thing is that his presentation is in Mandarin. So yeah.
Translator. He's translator.
What?